You notice how the scholars of the Jewish and the Christian views are interlacing their research with the LDS people. They were in charge of this. For 5 years, I was on the executive committee of the Jewish law section of the American Association of Law Schools, and for 6 years, I was on the steering committee of the biblical law section of the Society of Biblical Literature. In other words, Professor Welch comes eminently qualified to write about law in the Book of Mormon. It's impressive how much work he's done in this area. He is associating with such exemplary scholars as Bernard M. Levinson, William S. Morrow, Raymond Westbrook, Pamela Barmash, Richard E. Overbeck, Cheryl Anderson, Rachel F. Magdalen, and Bruce Wells. My main responsibility was to compile for the Biblical Law section a comprehensive bibliography of the rapidly expanding list of scholarly publications on the law in the Bible. And they say we Mormons don't like the Bible. We don't accept the Bible. We don't study the Bible. That's balderdash. That's just utterly silly. That's sour grapes from the vehement, uninformed, ignorant anti-Mormons. And you can quote me on that. The culmination of 2 decades. We're talking 20 years, folks. 2 decades. After 2 decades of research, they put this bibliographic work on CD-ROM so that it's fully searchable for all the Bible scholars. And they're loving it. It's one of the best resources to use for biblical scholarship right now. Talk about advancing biblical scholarship. That takes a love of the Scriptures to do something like that. This CD-ROM is published by Eisenbronze and BYU Press. Now, in case you didn't know it, Eisenbronze has a little bit more clout than the Utah Lighthouse Ministries does. Just so you're aware of that. Eisenbronze is a serious scholarly publication. This reference tool is organized by key subjects, is electronically searchable. You can locate numerous books and scholarly articles on any facet of biblical law you want to, with this phenomenal resource that is being used worldwide right now. In all of this, the adventure of exploring law in the Book of Mormon has far exceeded my intellectual and spiritual expectations. Over and over again, I have found the Book of Mormon to be a rich source of legal material. In numerous ways, texts from the ancient Near East, the Bible, and the Book of Mormon prove relevant to each other. The interconnections between these bodies of materials are extremely thought-provoking. Not only has the world of biblical law prompted and furthered my research concerning law in the Book of Mormon, but legal circumstances and textual materials in the Book of Mormon have equally guided and enlightened my understanding of law in ancient Israel. The study of law in the Book of Mormon helps us understand law in ancient Israel. Isn't that fascinating? All of this has led to a greater appreciation of the complexity and the profundity of the Book of Mormon as a truly remarkable religious record. And that's the point. This field of research is not yet exhausted. New insights keep coming up. He's been at it for 20-25 years, and he's still finding new things in the Book of Mormon. This shouldn't happen if it was just invented in Joseph Smith's mind. That's not even a good answer anymore. That doesn't account for anything at all. This gives positive assurance that this line of inquiry about legalities in the Book of Mormon is on a productive track that can still lead to even more discoveries in the future. And I, for one, am looking forward to seeing what new discoveries Professor Welch finds along with all of his other law students. So that's basically the introduction to this 500-page magnum opus. I'm looking forward to reading it so I can produce more videos for you to share some of the profound insights that he has. But make no mistake about it, the Book of Mormon is getting stronger and stronger through the years. More and more creative ways of reading it, studying it, and understanding it based on antiquity are coming forward. And the LDS scholars and the LDS scholarship has gotten very serious about this. And the fruits are beginning to be produced. And they couldn't be better appreciated by biblical scholars and biblical scholarship, as well as LDS scholars and LDS scholarship. This argument that is presented, that the Book of Mormon has nothing going for it in its favor, that argument is completely false.